is a tool used by the government.
Behind me, there are over 100.
Yes, the blood quantum tool. Blood quantum is a tool used by the government. That is absolutely correct.
They've been unjustly kicked out of the tribe that operates Chukchansi Gold Resort and Casino here in Corso. They say the tribal leaders have kicked out hundreds of people to maximize the casino's profits for themselves.
This is wrong. Hurts my heart, hurts my soul.
I had an opportunity to watch the film You're No Indian. There are literally thousands of tribal members, community members who have been denied their citizenship. Tribal leadership claimed that hundreds of members do not belong, saying that the ancestral link tying them to the tribe was fraudulent. That fight has been going on for a decade, but today in Bellingham, several of those members face eviction and are fighting to stop it. This is easily one of the most important films I've seen in a long time.
Why should they care about this? This is everybody's problem. You know, we like to talk about Every Child Matters, MMIW, food sovereignty, land back, epidemics within our communities, but no one's discussing disenrollment.
Yeah, I am disenrolled. By disenrolling, they say you're no Indian. By your own people. Our ancestors fought so hard to keep us together. They're hurting more than I am.
Birdman, thank you for the 37 months.
Go on, try to do what I do. That's my way of life.
OCO, free thinkers.
All right. So let me try to explain that a little bit. That's really not what I want to talk about, but let me say, those people know why they are not citizens. I did the research and I now know why they're not citizens. I've been following their story since earlier this year, and now it all makes sense that why they're not citizens. I think I'm going to touch on it just a little bit as to why they're not citizens. And I'm going to try to make this as plain as possible. I really don't want to get off into that, but I'm going to explain a little bit of what I learned. Those people are not Indians. Black people are the true Indians. But because they helped the government to go against us, the government reclassified and made them Indians. The reason why they have to stay on their land mass and only can control things on their land is because they made the treaties with the government. The government made treaties with them. And I have a map. Matter of fact, I have 3 maps that shows what states. They wasn't called states back then. We call them states now. I want to say it was called territories. I have 3 maps showing as America began to build the American empire, as how it began to add what we know as states, back then was territories, added territory by territory by territory, or state by state by state. So if you were conquered, if the land mass here was conquered by white people and the land was divvied up, as they began to build the American empire, they had to sell the land, or they sold the land to America, which was all a part to help build the empire. So they sold the states that they owned, whichever country, whether it was the French or the Britain or the Ottoman Empire or whoever, Spain, whoever, the Spanish, whoever owned whatever part of this landmass called America that was taken over by those different, what I'm gonna say, YT people, the different countries, right? So they began to sell their territories back to, or sell it to America, which helped build the American empire. So when they sold the landmass to America, the landmass come along with people already on the landmass. So if you buy the land and the people comes along with it, America made a treaty with them. I don't want to get this confused. I don't want to get no one confused. America made treaties with them when they purchased their landmass, I guess I want to say. However, that is why they're not American citizens, and they can only govern in their territory. If they come off of their territory, they cannot. They are subject to American laws. So those people act like they don't know what's going on. Don't let them fool you. They know what's going on. They don't want to tell you what's going on. I don't know whether they want to tell the world what's really going on, or they don't want to tell their children what's going on. But they are not citizens for a reason, and they know why the reason is. They listen. I have realized that, so many people now with what's going on know the real truth, but have lived the lie so long they just refuse to tell the truth. However, that's a little bit of what I know. I know more than that. I don't want to confuse anyone, though, on why those people are not citizens. They know why they're not citizens. I know why they're not citizens. And America know why they're not citizens. So let's go back to the video.
I make it big, I make it big, yeah. I make it big. I make it big, I make it big.
Now, in this next part, this is Deion Sanders' ex-wife explaining to her son who he really is as a people, who the black people really is. And listen really, really close when she said, the world knows who you are. Which really made me do the video for Corey Holcomb on the 5150 podcast, because I saw him really struggling with explaining who he is as a people and how his eyes lit up when he found out about the FBA movement. So listen to what she had to say and really think about what she say. Think about this.
No, just like Black American, Afro-American, African-American, Negro, Colored, Creole, Oriental. Look at how many labels they put on us that they create. Oh, and our people eventually agreed to it. We calling each other the N-word freely right now. And we know in the past that was used as a derogatory term. It always carried a negative connotation to it. Why are we using it? The same reason why we're using the term black right now. And that stuff started in the 1960s. The blackity, blackity, black, black, black was promoted actually in the 1960s. And that worked against us. They took away the Black Panthers. The only thing that they let us keep, actually in the 1970s, actually 10 years after, was Congressional Black Caucus. The NAACP said color, but a lot of people know that I was supposed to say certain. National Association for the Advancement of Certain People. They pick and choose who they want to help. All of a sudden, right now, they want to pop up and drop their name on the Nola Wells case. We're like, what that's supposed to do? Same thing with Congressional Black Caucus. They put their name on and put out a statement where we're supporting the lawyers behind the Nola Wells family. I turned my nose up big time. I said, oh, no, they never did this before. That's how I know something wrong with this. I was like, nope, no, I'm through with it. It was bad enough they had Al Sharpton. And I was on Ben Crump. And then as soon as I seen the Congressional Black Caucus and the Now, NAACP get in there. I said, nope, you playing games. You playing political games now. Y'all are not adding no pressure to them folks out there in Mississippi. The officials out there in Mississippi. Y'all ain't adding no pressure. And then what y'all gonna do? March? Go down there, let's march, y'all. Let's march. Like that's gonna change anything. Mississippi been Mississippi since Mississippi. And you think they about to change just because you screaming and yelling? And see, that's the part that I'm tired of. We keep allowing it. The reason why is because we really not doing nothing about it. Not really. Like, we tried the political route, y'all. How many more years are we going to continue to try the political route? Like, they actually going to help us. You know better than that by now. This is the reason why I'm glad that this generation right here, whether if you older or younger, this part right here, let me not even say generation, era, hold on, my DC accent coming out. This era, I'm going to try to speak, you know what I'm saying, Slim? But look, this era is the one that's going to cause the changes to happen, force them to happen. It's this one right here.
You know, everybody outside of America knows who black people really are in America, except black people in America.
What are they?
They're Americans. They're the natural.
I said, what are they? Like, well, it's not me.
Exactly right.
You never told me what I am.
Yeah, you're the natural person of the land, which they entitled Indians at one point, but you're from the land.
So,
not black as in the color black. There's no nationality like.
Did you hear what she said? We was reclassified. And the term Indian was given to those people I showed you in the first part of the video. It was given to them because they helped white America with enslaving us. You can't think of America in the whole. Like, you have to think of this thing where it started. And it started in the 13 colonies. And I don't know about you, but I go back, and every time, if you notice, they always talk about the South, the South, the South, the South, the South, the South, the South. The South, the South. And that is the 13 colonies. Once again, all other states, territories was added. They was called territories back then before white people got here. The 13 colonies was called colonies. And when you come out with these people I showed you on the first part of the video, those whoever they were, those were territories. When they took over this land, they renamed things as states. But the original name was colonies and territories. However, they took who we were and gave it to those people that called themselves Indians, but they was not Indians. And then you got the other ones that I can't find that video of. They came from Russia. Russia owned Alaska before it was sold to the United States to help build the American empire. Russia sold it to America because they didn't want to sell it to Britain. I think Russia and Britain was into it about something, so they sold it to America versus selling it to the Brits or whatever. So, did you hear what she said, though? Back to the video. Did you hear what she said? The whole world know who you are. But we don't know who we are, or we didn't know who we were. I know now. They can't tell me anything. I have been learning for the last 10 months or so, and the things that I've learned It's just mind-boggling. So I want to also say this. For anybody, I may be wrong. I don't want to paint such a broad brush. I don't have immigrant friends. But for anyone who has immigrant friends, I'm sorry. I could be wrong. And I'm going to say, please forgive me. But them immigrants know who you are. And it pisses me off when I see these immigrants on TV laughing at black people because they know that black people don't know who they are. And who we are, the information is going forward, but it's so chopped up till we cannot link things together. And that is why it angered me so bad. It made me want to make a podcast for my people. Now, I know I'm just simple and I'm just one person. And I know that my information may not get out there, but I'm going to continue to do it until it get out there. So let's hear Deion Sanders' ex-wife, say this again about who we are as a people. Then I'm going to go to the next video.
Why I disagree with that hashtag FBA. That ain't got nothing to do with us historically. That's just another misnomer. Just like Black American, Afro-American, African-American, Negro.
He's right, because you know what? That was Pat. Not to go against Tariq. I love what he's doing. I follow the brother. I just hate we so separated on what's what. But let me tell you what I found out. I found out that our true government name, and this angers me a lot because our black leaders know this. But because I also found out that they signed NDAs and they cannot tell you this. So we're not going to get this information from them. They're just not going to tell it. And when they do tell it, they tell things in pieces. Our real name, before Christopher Columbus came here, we were called the indigenous people, which we was indigenous to the 13 colonies, indigenous to that land. Also, our next name after slavery, real government name, was freed man and freed woman. All these other names, because I kept wondering, why do they change who we are? Why have we been changed from, Negro to colored to this to that? What's the purpose of changing that over and over and over again? I still haven't found that answer yet. I'm still looking for that answer, but we went from indigenous to freed man and freed woman. For as the government is concerned, for it's on paper. All of this knowledge is on paper. Our black leaders know this stuff is on paper. And I know you can't just tell everything. I get that. But dang, I don't understand. I'm still confused about why they won't tell it now. In this era, in this time, and when the information is going forward, why won't they tell it now? Let's hear what she got to say again. The whole world. So your immigrant friends that laughed and grinned in your face, I am so sorry. I'm not trying to, say anything, but I'm telling you, your immigrant friends or your people outside of this country that come, they know who you are. And they laugh at you because you don't know who you are.
Colored, Creole, Oriental. Look at how many labels they put on us that they create. Oh, and our people eventually agreed to it. We calling each other the N-word freely right now. And we know in the past that was used as a derogatory term. It always carried a negative connotation to it. Why are we using it? The same reason why we're using the term black right now. And that stuff started in the 1960s. The blackity, blackity, black, black, black was promoted actually in the 1960s. And that worked against us. They took away the Black Panthers. The only thing that they let us keep, actually in the 1970s, actually 10 years after, was Congressional Black Caucus. The NAACP said color, but a lot of people know that.
And as we speak, they're breaking down those the Black Caucus. They breaking down the NAACP. They taking away affirmative action. They took away DEI. They took it all away because what we didn't understand was this right here. All of those labels that was made for black people to help black people helped everybody but black people. I put up a picture of who benefits from DEI. Who benefits from DEI? I got this from the hang on, let me find it. These people convince you to fight for something, for black people to fight for something that they don't even know what the hell they're fighting for. They're just fighting. They don't even understand the dark money behind that. They think they're pushing something that's going to help them, but it's hurting them. Now, it says top 8 DEI benefactors or recipients per U.S. government recipients per U.S. government Department of Labor are as follows. Now, this is who benefits from DEI. It's 8 different benefactors of DEI. The first one is white women. The second one is Latino Hispanic. The third one is Asian Americans. The fourth one is Native Americans. The fifth one is people with disability. The sixth one is veterans. The seventh one is LGBTQ community, gay folks. I'm sorry. The 8th one is African American on the bottom. But we're fighting the hardest. Get out of here. Why would black people fight for DEI when we are the 8th person that benefits from DEI? Just asking.
Supposed to say certain. National Association for the Advancement of Certain People. They pick and choose who they want to help. All of a sudden, right now, they want to pop up and drop their name on the Nolan Wells case. We're like, what that's supposed to do? Same thing with Congressional Black Caucus. They put their name on it, put out a statement with, we're supporting the lawyers behind the Nolan Wells family.
And I am so glad that Donald Trump administration is dismantling that mess right now. And they're dismantling it. And they are very upset. Black people are very upset about that. Well, be upset.
Turned my nose up big time. I said, oh no, they ain't never did this before. That's how I know something wrong with this. I was like, nope, no, I'm through with it. It was bad enough they had Al Sharpton. And I was on Big Crump. And then as soon as I seen the Congressional Black Caucus and Mississippi been Mississippi since Mississippi. And you think they about to change just because you screaming and yelling? And see, that's the part that I'm tired of. We keep allowing it. The reason why is because we really not doing nothing about it. Not really. Like, we tried the political route, y'all. How many more years are we going to continue to try the political route? Like, they actually going to help us. You know better than that by now. This is the reason why I'm glad that this generation right here, whether if you older or younger, this part right here, this let me not even say generation, this era, hold on, my DC accent coming out. This era, I'm going to try to speak, you know what I'm saying, Slip? But look, this era is the one that's going to cause the changes to happen, force them to happen. It's this one right here.
You know, everybody outside of America knows who black people really are in America, except black people in America.
What are they?
They're Americans. They're the natural.
I said, what are they? Like, it's not me. What am I? You never told me what I am.
Yeah, you're the natural person of the land, which they entitled Indians at one point, but you're from the land.
So
not black as in the color black. There's no nationality like.
If you're Caribbean or an African, I hope you know.
Did you see that? Did you hear that? Now I'm going to go to Corey Holcomb's video.
You're not black.
Y'all forgive me, I'm not too good in finding this stuff. Let me see. Need to find Corey Holcomb. My heart really went out to Corey. Corey was struggling. I don't care what nobody say. Corey was struggling. He don't even know who he is. And he got money. He don't even know who he is. Now, let me get the correct one. This is it.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
You do look kind of weird with the hair.
Sorry, y'all. I don't know how to. I don't know how to stop it.
Oh, yeah.
So listen to this Corey Holcomb
Pulled up.
video.
You look like.
I want to break this Corey Holcomb video down. I really feel sorry for Corey. Corey was struggling. And let me tell you something. Forgive me, but I don't care what nobody say. But this woman sitting next to him, whoever she is, I'm telling you, she know who Corey is. I'm telling you. And she probably better hope Corey don't find out that she know who he is. I don't care what nobody say. She know who Corey is. Corey don't know who he is. But just watch how Corey struggling to explain. He talk about this transatlantic slave thing. That's a lie. That's a whole lie. The transatlantic slave thing was not true. Also, they want to talk about how Africans sold other Africans. That's true. But they did not sell them to bring them to America. They sold them to the white countries, right? Not to America, because black people was already here. But Corey really believed, that's what really made me upset and mad, because this man has a huge platform. And did you hear what Deion Sanders' ex-wife said? The whole world knows who he is. He don't know who he is. So with that being said, can you imagine this man probably being around a lot of, listen, white people know who the hell you are, and they know you're not from Africa, but they're going to continue to play that game. Do you think they want you to know who you really are? However, let's listen. Oh, wow. Another one. Sorry, y'all. Here we go.
Is it working? It's working good. Another beautiful summer day out here in LA. You understand what I'm trying to tell you? We are the 5150 show. We are so glad to be back another week. Entertain the meek. Bitch lips was hard. I said she got a beak. Funky ass. Hey, I'm Corey Holcomb, Darlene OGOTs. That's Marv. My man, motherfucking Vaughn in this bitch, man. We ain't got no problems in this world for real. And the ones we do have, we deal with it, goddammit, because that's how we built to deal with it. Even though I do want to say something. I heard some song, and it just really reminded me of how much we take on and we just handle it like a G. Most of us. When you're a man, you know, do you know as a man you're just not allowed really to break down and be sad about shit. I mean, they give you a pass at a funeral.
Yeah.
They give you a pass at the hospital if your people is sick in a way. Other than that, where do you get a pass as a man to break down and be like, oh man, it's bad for me? You don't get a pass to do that.
It's true. By yourself.
Nowhere.
No, not in front of people.
I wish we could play it, but we'd have to talk about it. But that song, a perfect song, talking about what you just said.
Phil, y'all, one of y'all got a cup from me, plastic cup or something? Go ahead, D.
Is Dax, who I believe you like too, right? He's a hella artist, right?
Yeah.
You know Dax? Yeah. His song "How to Be a Man." Have you ever heard it?
What's it called?
I heard it. He's gone viral.
Oh, it is.
What is the name of the song?
"How to Be a Man," and it is spot on. It speaks about all that, about how it's hard that men can't. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna move it along a little bit because they're not talking about nothing right there. I want to get to the heart of what I want to talk about and the reason why I made this video. Let me see.
As Icelandic white boy. I'm trying to make it through. I'm trying to handle it all. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if you lose a fight, you could tell he trying not to look like he ain't shit. You know what he said, Corey? We think you're...
Hey, send me the invite. Send me the. I'll be there.
Time somebody puts you on the spot where you can't speak honestly, or
Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to find this spot.
if you're lucky.
That's a fact.
Am I wrong, Phil?
Nah, you generous, but you right.
And
Is it
that's
900,000? Then it goes. I mean that when I.
Out here, a reputation is built the same way anything is. One bolt, one cut, one nail at a time. So get to it with Metabo HPT.
Big payments into not so big ones with no hard credit checks because we trust you.
Do you trust me to get out of this?
No, like we trust you with money.
Can someone help me down? Help!
Buy now, pay later with SIP.
try again. Here, you only pay if you win.
With NST.
I'm happy to see y'all, Nick.
Yeah, I am so sorry. I don't know how to get around these commercials or cut them out. I'm new to podcasting and I'm just doing the best way I can. So bear with me here.
Let me tell you something. I love. Yeah, for some money.
For some money.
Because I done did it. I done did it. And my family thought I was acting funny. You didn't want to get in the car. I didn't want to get in the car.
Let me find out. Let me pull the video up on my phone and find out where I need to start at.
There was a group of us who were kidnapped and brought over here. And we built this motherfucker for nothing. We were slaves. Do you ever hear this stuff on TV?
Yeah.
I mean, like, when I watch NBC, CBS, they never, you hear never, the people who were kidnapped from their homeland, Africa, were brought here on boats that they filled up to the point where they had to just throw motherfuckers overboard as they died because they didn't make it all the way from Africa to here on a boat without a motor on it.
Niggas rowing.
We took the slow way here, and it was so packed. All the people who died from the piss and feces and starvation, they threw them overboard where they said the sharks would follow these boats
For miles.
These people who landed here were made to build this nation for nothing. I'm giving you the background because it's got to be said in 5150 terms. Ignorant terms, whatever they want to call it.
Corey was so wrong when he said that. And that's what led to me wanting to do this video. That really hurt my feelings that this man has a whole platform. A whole platform. And nobody is willing to tell him that he's not from Africa. When you watch the video, I just played that part from my phone because I didn't want to keep going through all these commercials trying to get to my point. When you play the video, the name of the video is I Can't Be Who You Want Me to Be, the Corey Holcomb 5150 show. You see it there in the video. He go on and on about the Godfrey thing. Listen. That lie that they told to us about this transatlantic slave thing is not true. Even the Harriet Tubman thing, I haven't got down to the total bottom of that, but I listened to this black historian talk, or this black really educated black lawyer talk, and he bring up everybody's name. He bring up everything, but he never bring up, he talk about all the great people, but he never bring up Harriet Tubman. Not one time. I'm listening to his I'm hinging on every word that he say. I'm listening to every word he say, waiting to hear this Harriet Tubman word. There is no way he gonna bring up all those people and did not bring up Harriet Tubman. He brought up slavery. He brought up how the 1804 revolt of the Haitians made it even harder for slaves here in America because the white people was afraid that black people here in America would fight back because they knew we would fight, and they was afraid. So it made it hard for our enslaved people here in America. after the 1804 Haitian revolt. And the Haitians want to say they helped freed us. Now, you made it worse for our people here in America as slaves. But anyway, he have not brought up Harriet Tubman. And he have not brought up the transatlantic slave trade, which let me know those two are a lie. He bringing up all type of historical stuff. Why would he overlook those two? And for Corey Holcomb to have probably some white people behind him with this podcast. White people know who this man is. They refuse to tell black people who they are. Because, you know why? Because we are some bad people. Why would they want you to know who you are if they know you will take over the world, can take over the world, have the ability to take over the world, and will fight? See, that's the thing. We will fight. But let me tell you the person I really took notice to and who really got quiet and who really wasn't saying anything. Now, I linked what Deion Sanders' ex-wife said to this woman who's sitting beside him, who I feel cannot prove. She know who Corey is, and she know when Corey finds out who he is, and that she knew who he was but didn't tell him because it benefits her. It benefits her not to tell him who he is because it benefits her. So let me say, it benefits immigrants not to tell black Americans who they are because it benefits them for us not to know. Listen, this Corey Holcomb video bothered me so bad. I have emailed Corey 5 times. 5 times. Through his 5150 podcast email. I have sent Corey information, videos, and pictures to show him. I just cannot believe that this woman's... Yes, I can. This man... I'm so angry that they're allowing him to make a fool of himself, and he don't even know he's making a fool of himself. He's telling incorrect history and don't even know he's telling incorrect history. That's the part that pissed me off. And that's the part that led to this video. I don't know who all gonna hear this video. I'm new to this podcasting thing, to this video making thing. I don't know who's gonna hear it. You know, sometimes I don't even know how confusing I sound, right? I know what I'm saying is real and true because I got proof. I just hope I'm relaying the message for whoever listen to the video will understand what I'm trying to say. But if anybody hear this video and you're able to get in contact with Corey Holcomb, please let Corey know that what he's saying is not true. And to check his 5150 show email, I've sent him 5 different emails explaining to him how it's not true. Did you hear what Deion Sanders? Listen, I got to go back to Deion Sanders' ex-wife, and I thank her for making this video. Did you hear her say, the whole world know who you are? You don't know who you are. You were deliberately miseducated about who you are. Do that not piss you off? Y'all, that pissed me off when I saw that video. It upset me so bad that we're being laughed at. The whole immigrants know who you are. White people know who you are. Africa, listen, it's a whole nother video I'm gonna do on the way African made billions of dollars off of us with pumping that Pan-African thing. Listen. Let me tell you this. I want to say this. And it's a guy that I met and I go on his podcast sometime. His name is Trevor Jackson. Shout out to Trevor Jackson. I want to thank you for allowing me to come on your podcast sometime. But I keep trying to get Trevor to understand. And I don't know how to really explain it. I just know what I know, and the way I learn it, I learn it through so many people till it's almost like I know what I'm learning, but it's almost like to get the information, to tell the information to someone else, almost seem confusing to me because my brain is still processing this new information that I've learned. But I'm trying to get Trevor to understand that the 13 colonies that was taken over by white people, the land belonged to the black people at the time. And if you can get a people to thinking that they're not connected to the land, you have nothing to fight for. If you think you were brought here from somewhere else, you're not connected to the land. When I found out we work under 2 constitutions, that means that there was a constitution already here, and there were laws already here before Christopher Columbus got here. That's another whole story. Also, back then when I found out we have 2 constitutions. Why? Because the original constitution was covered up when we were taken over and conquered. That's where the second drafting of this paperwork came in at. And those are the laws that we live under now. The laws that allowed for. Let me say it like this. If you go research what's called the Papal Doctrine, Papal Doctrine, that will explain all of the laws and rules that we have lived under. And from my understanding, that Papal Doctrine came into effect in the 1400s. Now, let me show you how important this doctrine is. I don't want to get too much off into it because I'm going to do a video on that also. The Papal Doctrine came into effect in the 1400s. The Pope wrote this Papal Doctrine that allowed, pay close attention, the Pope wrote what's called the Papal Doctrine. It allowed for, I'm going to say, YT people to go out and conquer and take over any land that was not a Christian nation. That should tell you something right there. To take over any nation that was not a Christian nation. Why? Because I'm going to call it Europe, where the YT people at. That was a Christian nation. And because they was the one, because this is really laughable, because they were the one who came up with the Christianity thing, they knew no other nation would be under the Christianity umbrella. Think about that. When you write a doctrine or a piece of paper that said, I allow you to go take over any nation that is not a Christian nation, you said that because you knew there would be no other Christian nation. Now, I don't want to get too deep now. I don't want to lose anybody with this. But let me show you something. This doctrine was written in the 1400s. Do you know when it's called rescinded? Do you know when this doctrine was rescinded? 2023. 2023. Think about that. When black people talk about, I'm only going to touch this a little bit because it really gets really deep. When black people talk about the way we was treated, the way we was enslaved, the way our government was set up, the American government was set up against us to enslave us, to mistreat us for these. Listen, it was allowed through the papal doctrine, and I'm gonna leave that right there because that's a rabbit hole that's so deep. I'm telling you, in order to go down that rabbit hole, man, I'm telling you, it really makes you angry to think that a piece of paper is the reason for our enslavement and the continuation of the harsh treatment of us, whether it be it by government, whether it be the police, whether it be the way we've been treated by white people and killed. And listen, everything that we have went through in this land called America, because that ain't what it was called. It's called Turtle Island to begin with. And they, like I said, to build their next empire was America's is the empire. And in this American empire, in order, everything, no lie, everything we went through in this land called America all stems from this papal PAPAL doctrine that was written in the 1400s and just rescinded in 2023. The way the government was set up, the way your laws were set up, the way your schools is set up, no lie, every fiber and aspect of your life, the way we was killed, hung, the way they use race against us, the way they use color against us, the way they allowed us to be killed and slaughtered. Listen, all of it. Please understand that when you read that papal doctrine, you're going to see that everything about our lives as black people is surrounded around that papal doctrine. Listen, I can talk on this subject all day, but I'm not going to talk on. I just hope that I shared some information, that can help you to more understand who we are as a people. Forgive me for not knowing how to get around those commercials. I don't know how to use to cut the bad part out. I don't know how to do all of that. I'm learning. I'm really, really learning. But my main reason for making this video once again is because it really hurted me to see how the people that's in Corey Holcomb's circle knows who he is and allow him to sit there and fumble on that dang on microphone, knowing Corey couldn't even explain. He just saying, listen, it's sickening. But once again, if anybody hear this video that know Corey Holcomb and able to get in contact with Corey Holcomb, please tell Corey I sent him 5 different emails. I am trying with everything in me to get in contact with him, to let him know I sent him those emails. Look, I'm going to end the video here. But remember what I played for you with Corey. And also remember what Deion ex-wife told her son. All of this stuff comes together. And remember what those people are fighting for out west. Those supposed to be Indians. That they known as the 5 civilized tribes. Right? They civilized because your government, the American empire, made them civilized. Destiny swapped us with them because they helped them to catch and enslave our people, right? I have a video, if I can remember, I have a video of Donald Trump when those people who fight for those reservations, those supposed to be Indians, right? The 5 civilized tribes, when they come and fight at the White House about becoming citizens, because they'll never be citizens unless they come out and be a part of the governance of the American Empire. And if they don't, they have to stay on their reservation. However, one of them was saying something to Donald Trump that he was saying something about Indians, blah, blah, blah. This is years ago. This is an old video. Donald Trump said to him, "You don't look like an Indian to me, sir." Now, you would be like, well, why Donald Trump said that? Because he knows that he's really not an Indian, or what was considered an Indian back then. Know that, yeah, it's crazy. Listen, I don't want to get off topic, but those people know why they're being treated the way they're being treated. And those people know why their monthly income is being taken away from them. They know why their housing is being taken away from them. Because the empire is no more. That's another whole story too. Another whole video, I mean. But yeah, I just wanted to share that with you. But remember what you saw in the first part of the video. These Indians complained about them being disenrolled. Remember that part now. Because it's so many different parts to this thing when it comes to who black people are. And there's so many moving parts, you will get distracted. So remember those Indians saying they're being disenrolled. Remember that part. Use the middle part when Deion's ex-wife told her son, "We are the true indigenous people of this land, and we were called Indians back then." Put that part together, right? Then listen to the Corey Holcomb part where he trying to explain who he is as an African, as he was brought over here, and he wasn't brought over here, and kind of listen to how I tried to put the story together. Please forgive me if I didn't put it together the way you wanted to be put together, but I put it together the best way I know how. And add all those things up together. If we continue to listen to this information in part, we will never get the big picture, because you got a part over here, you got a part way over there, you got a part way down there, and if you never connect the parts, you will never understand what's going on. But I'm truly thankful I'm able to connect some of the parts, and constantly looking for other parts also. So yeah, thank you for listening to what I said. I hope what I had to say will help somebody and truly help us explain who we are as a people. And thank you.